Hi, I'm John.
And I'm Cecilia.
Welcome to Crazy Cat Paranormal Speaks.
Hey, Crazy Cats. We are back for another installment of Crazy Cat Paranormal Speaks. You've all heard me talk about my bucket list. I have got this bucket list that every time I cross something off, 14 things get added on. But the top of my bucket list is Waverly, but following very close behind is the Conjuring House, which is up in Rhode Island, which I happen to have family up there. I'm from New York. I'm from the East Coast. I keep trying to find excuses to go visit my family so we can go up there. So far, it has not happened. If you've heard our interview with the owners of the Conjuring House a few months ago, lots of creepy things happen there. We've talked to people who've been there. But today, we have the privilege, and I mean that, it's a privilege, to talk to the folks who just put together the brand new documentary coming out on July 16th called The Sleepless Unrest. And basically, they spent a couple of weeks barricaded in the house, capturing what they could, and somehow or another, I think they survived. I have no proof that the people that went in actually came out as the same people, but we're gonna run on that premise.
Whoever those people are,
they're here with us today. So guys, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hello. I'm Kendall Whelpton. I'm one of the people that stayed in the Conjuring home for 2 weeks.
And I'm Vera Whelpton. I stay there. They torture me.
I'm Brian Murray, and I, of course, stayed there as well at the Conjuring House. I loved it.
And I'm Richel Stratton, and I survived the Conjuring House.
It sounds like you should have a T-shirt that says, "I survived the Conjuring House."
We do.
We actually
I should hope so.
Yeah. Corey and Jen Heinzen were nice enough to give us one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they
awesome.
had T-shirts. One of the questions that came out of our Facebook group, and it's honestly a question that I have, and I'm throwing it open to all four of you. You kind of got a diverse background, so it's unusual that you all came together and went and stayed there and did all of this. Why the Conjuring House? Why you four?
Yeah. So, all this started, almost a year ago. Vera and I...
Over a year ago.
Yeah, about over a year ago. Mm-hmm. Holy cow. So, yeah, Vera and I started hitting up all these locations, haunted locations. People would, we just had finished our first documentary, and we started looking around, kind of staying at some places, trying to find our next story. And, our good friends, Brian and Richel, gave us a call, and Brian was like, "Hey, what do you think about staying at the Conjuring home?" And I was like, he asked if we wanted to go and investigate. I said, "Hey, man, I don't know if you know this, but I bring a lot of cameras with me when we go to investigate." And that's where kind of the documentary was born. We set it up, and, we just kind of hit the road running with it. It was pretty simple, actually. I mean, we put it together, and Vera, you...
Yeah, well, basically we said like a year ago. You guys know that I went through chemo and radiation. So I was basically, was in the middle of COVID, so all production was down, and I told Kendall, we can't just sit here and do nothing. Besides, I need to move on. I need to keep moving. I need to just put what I just went through in the past, and let's just start filming again. Let's go on an adventure. I need this to reconnect, to feel alive again. I need some adrenaline. Let's do it. And he was like, all right, let's do it. So we started filming locally with some local groups, and we did a couple investigations, and Brian called Kendall, and we were like, OMG, be careful what you wish for. So yeah. I was like, the Conjuring? I was like, come on, baby steps here. Like, that's like intense. That's major. I am not going to lie. I was pretty scared. We had you, though.
Before you went or while you were there?
I was pretty scared before I went, yes.
Okay.
I've seen the movie, I read the podcast, I know the story. I mean, you're talking about demons, you're talking about possession, you're talking about crazy, intense paranormal stuff that I honestly never encountered before that I can think of. Everything has been kind of, mild paranormal investigations for myself. So this was going to be a big, big next step for myself. But I was like, let's do it. He's like, you want to stay there? Yeah. And to tell the truth, we had already stayed at a location before.
So it kind of prepped
me already to this one. We decided, Kendall and I decided that we wanted to stay overnight for several days because I always told them, I don't think one night is enough. And a lot of clients say that. Sometimes paranormal groups go investigate and then don't find anything. And it's like, well, you were here just for one night. It happens on and off, and then you got to catch it. So I thought, well, why don't we just stay several days? So the location we were investigating at the time allowed us to stay for several days. So it was my preparation for the Conjuring, really. So it was a no-brainer, right? We just had to do it.
It just kind of happened.
So, Brian, why the Conjuring House? Isn't it kind of commercial with all the movies and lots of people go stay there? Seasoned investigator like yourself, I would imagine you've already been there?
I had not been there. However, it was something that I've read about, the Conjuring House. It's an iconic story. If you've been an investigator for even a short period of time, you've known a little bit about the story. So when I met Corey, which actually happened over a podcast, we just kind of started talking. He was in the Marine Corps, I was in the Marine Corps, and then from that day, we started talking pretty much daily, just throwing texts back, and I just throwing it out. Hey, can me and Richel come down and check it out? And it was like, anytime.
It was actually really funny because while we were on the podcast, we hit it off with Corey and Jen, and he held up his phone number to the camera that everyone can see.
Yeah.
And we hurried and wrote it down, and then Jen kind of was like, hey, you're showing that to everyone. And then we started talking to him, and like Brian said, they said we could come out whenever we wanted. So we set a date to come out because it's been on my bucket list as well. And then, we're friends with Kendall and Vera, and we're close, and we're like, we missed you guys. Like Vera, at that time, Vera and I had not met in person, but we've talked on the phone and FaceTime several times throughout the year.
Which is crazy because we totally connected. I've never met them before, and they were such an amazing support when I was going through my treatments, and I just fell in love with them.
Yeah.
It felt like it seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's ask them if they want to come with us because we miss them and we want to see them. At that time, we figured Kendall would bring cameras because that's what
we've worked with him before.
Yeah, we've worked with him before. That's what he does. We had no idea when we were going that it was going to turn into what it did.
That's actually really cool. Yeah, that it happened spontaneously rather than premeditated.
It was really just an adventure with 4 friends that missed each other and all have similar interests in the paranormal. And we're like, this is a cool thing we can do together, so let's make it happen. And then this awesome experience happened, and we were lucky that Kendall and Vera decided that they bring on these cameras and capture it.
Yeah.
See,
it literally started. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm really big on bringing cameras everywhere we go. I've got the DVR system. I've got a 9,000 handheld. And John's like, do we need all these? And it's like, yes, we do.
Well, we bring cameras, but we don't bring cameras. Kendall brings cameras.
Yeah.
Well, Kendall's got all the big toys.
Well, for us, it's growing and growing every day. It's kind of an obsession. For us, this opportunity to stay at the Conjuring House for a long period of time was like one that just kind of developed, and we thought, what a better way to just show people what it's like to go through a whole investigation, through our eyes and experience. And this documentary, I think we documented the heck out of it. Did a darn good job at covering everything that happened there while we were there.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
me as well.
Just to say, when we say that we stayed there for a few weeks we didn't leave the house. There were times where we didn't know what day it was, what the time was. The time traveled. It was almost eerie how you didn't understand the concept of time at all. And it was just literally supposed to be an adventure that started out, and then it was like, now there's a purpose. I felt like we were supposed to be there, the 4 of us, to tell the story and hopefully tell or show people that, you can investigate for one night or you can investigate for a longer period, and let's see what kind of results you get from an 8-hour investigation to 2 or 3 week investigation to see what it's like. I mean, we literally unpacked our bags, put it in the dressers, and lived there.
And showered there, everything.
Oh, I made breakfast.
Kendall was cooking.
I moved in. We moved in.
And we all share one bathroom and one shower.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And I almost got to the point one time that I was going to ask Vera to just sit in the bathroom while I showered, because it's very creepy to close your eyes, rinsing out your hair, and feel like someone's like standing in there with you.
Ooh, yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, horrible. But I definitely, like, we've stayed the night, like one night at a time at haunted locations, and it is a completely different ball game to stay the amount of time we did. And then you really get to, like, immerse yourself into the whole entire, like, location and what the people experienced who lived there. And it was an awesome experience, very wearing. I can't wait for people to watch the doc and see exactly what we went through and what, the people that are experiencing hauntings on a daily basis go through.
I can say it was the most complete investigation I've ever been on. And I've done this for a long time. It was the most complete because we pretty much submerged ourselves into the element, and you couldn't lose your sense of focus at all. You had to be continuously on your game, even when you were tired, even when it was super scary, even when it was just all during the day, all during the night. You always had to be in zone because you never knew what was going to happen. And I feel for the people that live in these homes when they get scared and they say that they're having these problems, and they call us and they call, all investigators saying we have this problem. I can feel for them now because I was there.
You could have picked up stakes and left at any time voluntarily. You have somewhere to go. Those folks that live in those homes, that's their home. I mean, they're not visiting.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For us, stepping into the homeowner's shoes, that was eye-opening. I've been part of over 500 investigations in my career of doing this. And, this one was way different. I mean, the amount of documenting and just being on your game, it was tough. I mean, it was really hard to do this because, like Brian was saying, you're just alert 24/7. I mean, you just don't know if you're going to have to pop out of bed. And, we were investigating when we're, like, supposed to be sleeping. It's just like you're just on. And for us, like for me personally, I don't know about you guys, but this is probably the most amount of evidence and experiences I've ever had in one place, just because of the amount of time spent in the house.
It took me 2 months to go over the whole DVR footage. 2 months.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine.
Did we actually sleep? Because I don't really remember that.
We didn't sleep.
That's the name of the documentary?
The name was born out of it.
Yeah, I was going to say Sleepless Unrest.
So did you find that you had to do this in shifts? A couple of people slept, while a couple of people investigated or did some experiments or whatever? Did you all try to be together all the time?
We were together all the time. I mean, we only split up once towards the end of the week. The boys went one way, the girls went another way, for just a very short amount of time, and then we joined together again. But, for every night, everybody would they would go down, we'd investigate till 4 or 5 in the morning, sometimes 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then everybody go down. And then, for us, for production, Vera and I are like logging footage and just taking care of all the little, technical things of the production. But I would always walk around the house and just kind of make sure everything's good and kind of be the watchman while, before we go to bed.
But even though Brian and Richel will be in bed, they wouldn't sleep in because also we were making a lot of noise. And those floors are so creaky. It's like trying not to wake them up. And they're like, all right, guys.
But it also works good because it's kind of like an alarm. If something, those creaks are like, everybody's in their bed. If you hear a creak, it's not you, it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. The house was definitely in charge of whether we got to sleep or not, because I feel like even though you guys would be up when you guys would come to bed, we would know that you came to bed because you had to walk through our room to get to yours, and you would say goodnight and stuff, and then, things would happen that would have us all up again. It was like that house did not want you to sleep at all.
I would say even to the point going to the restroom because the restroom was downstairs. We were all upstairs when we slept. I was in the Marine Corps for a long time, and I consider myself a pretty tough individual sometimes. I was not going to that restroom by myself in any point of the night.
He would wake me up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I was like, listen, at a certain point in time, we're going to cut your fluids off because
I can't keep doing this.
Wait a minute. Brian, you are a seasoned investigator.
Mm-hmm.
You have been everywhere.
And a former Marine.
And
I'm talking. This is the Conjuring House, guys. This isn't just Joe Smith's house. This is the house.
Yeah, it's it.
And I'll tell you, day 3, like it's all good till day 3, day 2 even, day 2, day 3. That's when it starts wearing you down because, like, you know, usually you're kind of in there investigating for a day or two, and then
you're all into it. Yeah,
you're still on your game. You're sharp. You know, you're like. You're just ready.
Then you start getting tired,
and you down.
Things start going happen. It's almost like he knows. Oh, I'll come back in a couple of days when they're exhausted.
Oh, I'm sure it does know.
Yeah, when their enthusiasm starts to fade just a little bit, then we'll come visit.
Mm-hmm. Or their stamina.
So, is there anything that you can talk about?
Just when you would get a little bit comfortable and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to have a little bit of a down moment. I can probably get a little bit of shut-eye. Then something goes down, and then you got to get right back into game mode. Like, there was no time where you could sit there and be like, all right, I'm just going to relax for the next 2 hours and just chill out. It didn't happen. I fell asleep one time just sitting in a chair.
Wow.
Oh, I did. Then I just woke up like, okay, where am I at? And then I found out I was in hell. No.
Where am I at? Oh, that's where I am.
Yeah.
I took pictures of him sleeping, so I'll post those.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Hopefully with the mouth open, maybe a little drool.
Belly hanging out.
Yeah, belly hanging out. Oh, I've got a picture of me like that one.
Hey, that might make a good picture for the podcast episode artwork. Just saying.
Well, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, so we'll talk later.
Too late, you're already here. So is there anything that happened that you can talk about? I know we got all the stuff wrapped up in the movies, and I know how all that goes, but...
Well, you know, for the film, you know, this truly is about 4 best friends going to one of the most iconic haunted locations in the world, and just documenting their experience. You know, it was very much a documentary, but you know, we really kind of creatively wanted to do it different. So I'm really excited to see how people perceive the style and the look and just the whole feel of it, because we really tried to kind of do it like a reality movie. I don't know any other way to kind of say it.
And it's important to mention too that it was a different case that allowed us to do this experience and adventure because the homeowners are paranormal investigators themselves. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they needed help or reassurance or validation. They already know their house is haunted. Right. It's almost like you come here and experience what we already experienced. They want to share with you guys what we already know. And they just kind of sat on the background and allowed us to experience it. So that's why this is different than your typical investigation.
If I know Corey and Jen, they sat there and said, neener, see what we went through.
Now it's not just us.
Exactly. And we documented some of the stuff that they've been experiencing. So that was like a definite win-win for us, you know. And
oh yeah, I
think we can kind of tease a little bit. Mm-hmm. I will say that Jen and Corey allowed us to we opened up a new room in the house that's never been opened by them. So we were excited about that. It was something that they had been kind of curious about, and Jen was like, "Hey, you want to see this?"
They were amazing. They were just amazing.
They hadn't even been in it?
They hadn't even been in it. So.
Oh, wow.
So wait. I want to make sure I'm getting all of this right. So we've got 4 friends who decide to go to a creepy, scary house in the middle of nowhere. Lock themselves in for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. From a house that is a portal to God knows what. Then they find a closed-off room and said, hey, let's open it.
Not even the owners.
What possibly could go wrong in this scenario? Have you guys not seen The Cabin in the Woods? I mean, have you not seen any of these horror movies?
We've seen them all, and that's what was so intriguing about it.
Let me just tell this group here is constantly getting themselves in situations where you would normally be like, that's not a good idea, you shouldn't do it. And we're like, let's do it. Let's see how it goes.
If it's not what we're supposed to do and it looks crazy enough to, like, most people wouldn't do it, I can guarantee you we're doing it.
Yeah.
But I think that's just, like, I can speak for myself that I'm more willing to do things like that because I know my friends have my back, and like we're not gonna, if we get in a situation that is like starting to get, hairy, we're gonna get ourselves out of it. Like, we all have each other back. No one's gonna leave anyone. Yep. No one's gonna, like, if we notice a change in someone's personality, like, we are all so close that we can speak up and be like, hey, something's not right. And we all value each other's opinions. And I think that's why it works for us, because we're so close and we have that trust level with each other. Correct.
And we know each other so well if somebody's acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So without giving anything away, did you have to jump in and help somebody? Without giving anything away. Somebody acting
You're
a little
gonna
weird.
Have to see the movie.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't. I get it. I know it's frustrating, hon, but I get it.
Hey, I can
2 more
be
weeks.
Yeah.
I know, but it's 2 more weeks. We're old people.
Is it done? Is it all edited and produced and done?
Yes, look, it's coming out on the 16th.
Oh yeah, it's ready. It's ready to be born into the world.
They're doing the red carpet premiere Friday.
Okay, so you need some people to preview it, right?
You need some beta watchers?
Yeah.
You guys want to come?
We're opening. We're gonna open the whole movie in Edwardsville, Illinois, July 2nd. We're gonna have a nice red carpet premiere, and we're inviting the paranormal community to come hang out with us and watch the film for the first time with Brian Richel, Corey Heinzen, and Jennifer Heinzen, and Vera and I. And I mean, Vera and I watched it a million times, but all our friends and family will be there, and we're just really excited to kind of kick this thing off with the community.
Brian and Rochelle have not seen the movie yet.
Oh, they haven't?
Yeah,
No.
you should have seen the
No.
I was giving you when you guys went and said I did it. We watched it a million times. I did the eye roll.
I was like, yeah.
I heard it. I heard the eye roll.
I just assumed that was a collective we, meaning you and Rochelle as well. But, that's just mean,
Brian
Kendall.
Not seen it. We lived it, but we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So we're just as excited, I think, if not more excited, to see it because we haven't seen it.
I was going to say, I think in a way that's actually really cool because you have, I mean, you know what happened and all that, but you haven't seen the way it got put together and presented. So that's really neat that you've had time to be separated from it for a while. And then all of a sudden you get to go right in, heads up into it.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's unreal. I don't even know what to say about it right now. I'm having a hard time sleep.
I just started thinking about it, and my grandmother is actually coming to the premiere, and she lives out in the middle of nowhere. She hasn't seen, she knows that I, am a paranormal investigator. She knows that I do this stuff, but she's never seen anything I've been on or worked on. And all I'm thinking is, how many times did I have to get beeped at that house? And is grandma going to be like, you really should talk more like a lady?
Yeah, right.
So that's actually interesting. Do you guys cuss and swear a lot in an investigation?
I sometimes sound like I have Tourette's.
That's a good description. That's a great description.
I
come
can't
up with
control
new
what comes
words.
out of my mouth.
All right, good.
When stuff's happening, it's just...
I feel bad, and I try. Sometimes it just slips, even though you don't mean it to. And I mean, I try not to, but I will. I'm not going to lie and say I don't have a potty mouth because I do. And Kendall and Vera, Brian knows, but Kendall and Vera can vouch for it too. That sometimes It's not the best, but I think I did fairly well, right, guys?
Oh, you did great. Yeah, you did great. I think we all did great, especially when stuff was happening.
When something
you can't control yourself.
Yeah, when something scares the dickens out of you. I mean that's a natural human reaction. I don't know if anyone's even studied enough to explain why we say bad words when we're startled or frightened, but it's just what we do. It's what we do.
See, but I can't say that I use bad words when I'm frightened. Sometimes things will happen and I'll get mad. Especially like if they mimic a relative or if they do something that scares one of my teammates, I'll get mad. And that's kind of when the words start to get creative. And a lot of that has to get edited out.
Yeah.
So we don't post a lot, not because we don't capture stuff, but because Celia's got a mouth. That's why.
Well, I'm a Marine, so that's pretty much every third word is a bad word for me. Like, being in the Marine Corps, they don't even talk to you like normal people.
Well, I sometimes feel bad because Vera doesn't.
Vera's
maybe
an angel.
Vera's an angel.
Yes, she is.
On maybe one hand, curse words I've heard come out of her mouth over our friendship, and they're not even the bad ones. They're like the curse words that you find in the Bible. When she would like say a bad word, it was like, oh, stuff is really going down because Vera said a potty word.
And then I look at Richel after she said, like, Jesus Lord, did you just hear what she said? Like, they don't even hear these words.
It's good to know that that's a normal thing.
Where did you even learn that from, Daddy?
Now that the entities in the Conjuring House have a whole new vocabulary to use.
Absolutely, they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Glad we could share.
At any point during the 2 weeks, did you all just look at each other and say, maybe we shouldn't be doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every single night.
Every single night.
Noon?
Yep. Are we going too far? I kept saying, are we going too far? Are we going too far?
Wow.
We kept asking each other, should we be doing this? Or what are we doing? Like, should we be doing this? And then we'd all kind of look at each other like, yeah, let's keep going.
Your adventuresome selves had to come out and say, yes, we're doing it.
Corey Heinsohn challenged us because he did say nobody has ever stayed the whole night, really. Like, maybe a couple people.
Well, they've stayed the whole night, but there's been many people that have, like, fled in the middle of the night.
Or that even sleep in their cars outside.
Yeah.
They just can't handle
just
it.
Get out of those four walls.
Not for this long.
Not this long.
Not for this long, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd stay there for 2 weeks, but I'd go and stay for a few days at least.
We'll try.
You kind of looked at us like good luck type of thing.
Yeah, he did. He kind of was like, oh, really? 2 weeks? Okay, good luck.
That's reassuring. Thank you.
Did they at least come check on you once in a while and make sure?
I'll say this.
I love his quote. He's like, be careful what you ask for.
Mm-hmm.
They will get your attention.
Yeah, I think he's
true.
Yeah, he gets all smirky when he talks about the house, but you can tell he means it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that he needs the house because after we had left, it's like 2 weeks, probably 2 months after we had left after the 2 weeks, I know for me, I was still thinking about the house on a daily. I felt like I needed to be there still.
Yep.
Like it was a part of us.
It was
after we left, we would get on like
weird.
It was so creepy. Yeah, I told Jen Heinsohn.
And talk and have dreams.
Do we need to do a cleansing?
We've done that.
I would think so.
So this is for all of you. Is this the place that has stayed with you the most in your experiences?
100% for Kendall.
Yes. I would say yes.
Yes for me.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I mean, it looks like such a harmless little place in the middle of nowhere in these creepy woods.
It looks like I'd love to get away from it all and go there.
Yeah, no.
Is there a fishing lake?
It was definitely the amount of time that we spent there and bonded with the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one story for you. I told Jen Heinsohn that when we were back home in South Carolina, that we were watching a special about the house, and Nick Roth was in the middle room. And I remember thinking, why is he in my bedroom? I was like possessed. Like I felt like I was, why is he in there? Like it was the craziest feeling ever. And I was like, wait a minute, that's not my house. That is not my house. But it felt like it was part of me. And it took a long time to detach from that emotion. And Jen told us that many people actually experience that.
Wow.
So this is kind of a place that can reach out across distances and still kind of tap you on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
I experienced the same
All
thing.
together now.
Someone posted a picture of them sitting at the dining room table, and I got possessive, like, hey, that's my spot. Why are you sitting at it? And Vera and I talked about it, and it's like we were both talked like, hey, this isn't our house. We don't own it. It doesn't belong to us. That's not your dining room table or your spot that they're sitting at, and that's not your bedroom. And we were kind of like, why are we feeling like this? Because we haven't felt like this at any other location, or we're possessive over it.
But you haven't spent 2 weeks locked into other locations, right?
That's true.
Right.
Not for me, no.
I was at my regular job and just doing my regular work during the day, and I got this overwhelming feeling that, like, I need to be back at the house, to the point where I texted Corey and was like, hey, man, when can I come back? Like, I wanted to go. Like, if he would have told me, you can come this weekend, I'm not so sure that I wouldn't just hop in the car or the plane and try to get there. It was that overwhelming for me.
So is this something we should be concerned about for you guys? I mean, that's the sequel to these horror movies.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, I'm right there with them. I was making up shots, like filming shots in my head. I'm like, oh, I need another drone shot. I need this. I need that. Like, I was obsessed with like having to go back and making up reasons to go back. I'm like, oh, you know, we could film some, you know, some more here or do this. And like, I just, you know, it's just interesting that it was just pulling me to
Go back.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
And the funny thing is, when he's telling us this, none of us are like, no, you have enough. All of us are like, yeah, we definitely need to go back. Like, that's a good idea. Like, we missed a lot of things. We definitely should be there. And it's like, no, we didn't.
Uh-huh.
We just, the house is falling.
We over-filmed.
I mean, we filmed 24/7. Yeah, we have the drive to show it.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay, so who's sensitive here? I know Vera has some sensitivity. Kendall says he does not, but I'm not so sure about that. Richel
and I, oh my God. And it was another amazing thing about Richel is that I always been sensitive, but I never really talked about it because most people that I'm around, they're like, no, I don't hear that. No, I don't smell that. What are you talking about? So I always doubted myself. But when this girl came along, it was like the two of us were smelling the same things, feeling the same things, hearing the same things. I was like, OMG. It's like, this is freaking awesome to have someone that I can validate things with.
And it's like we turn who says it first, and the other person's like, oh my God, thank God you smelt it too. Or thank God you're hearing it as well. Because, yeah, we always joke about how, like, Vera and I are sensitive, and then Brian and Kendall are catalysts.
Yeah.
So many experiences with Kendall that it's just unreal. The things that me and him have gone through in a relatively short period of time. It's like, if something's going to happen, me and Kendall are going to be around it. I'm sure of it.
Probably starting the trouble.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think we bonded off of a lot of those experiences. It was like, it's been intense, man, since we met.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not sure. I'm worried about you.
So,
I'm worried about you.
You can't.
I'm worried about all of you.
Well, yeah, there's that. It's the younger generation, hon.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's just the younger generation. All these young whippersnappers running around like this. So you can't tell us anything about what happened in the house. I get that. I'm going to be respectful of that, even though it is absolutely killing me. You're killing an old woman because you won't give her a story.
Well, thank
How'd
goodness
y'all
there's a
meet?
movie.
It's killing me not being able to spill the beans on everything. Trust me.
Oh, I know. I know. We were somewhere once recently that we can't discuss that. I've got the same hopping up and down wanting to tell everybody. How'd y'all meet?
Which one?
All of you. Your two groups, the factions.
Yeah, we collided on a TV show that was on A&E.
Ah, okay.
I was filming on a TV show and met Brian and Richel, and then we stayed in touch and friends Vera and I, we went through a little like crazy spell, and they were just
super supportive.
They were so supportive. I mean, every day they just.
I mean, Brian was texting me daily.
Yeah, and we just kept talking and just bonded and became great friends. It's just awesome.
And Richel would listen to me. That was back in last May.
How long ago was that?
How long ago?
Yes.
Has it been
2019?
Yeah, 2-3 years.
Oh, okay.
Has it been that long already?
Yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
Man, we have to fast forward that 1 year.
So,
Yeah.
if you can't give us a tidbit about what happened inside the house, so give me a story that y'all experienced together on another location, if you can. I need the stories. That's how I live.
Oh, okay. Hey, Brian, should we tell the story about the trees in St. Augustine?
No.
No?
Let's. You can talk about things that didn't make the movie. Like here, hold on. Let me mute you 1 second.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting on that, Brian and I have been best friends for a while now. I joined his paranormal group. He didn't want me to join it.
Didn't want her.
He didn't want me at all. He wanted nothing to do with me.
Huh.
He finally agreed to let me join it because my sister was on it. Kept pushing him about me. Let me join it, and then we became best friends. And we lived like 5 minutes from each other, and then we've been doing these adventures since.
Yeah, you guys have been everywhere lately.
Yeah.
We've we kind of got the name the Adventure Team because we go do crazy stuff a lot.
Yeah.
All right. While we're waiting for Kendall and Vera, I have a question for you from my Facebook group. What is it with you guys? Are you dating? Are you married? Are you together?
We are best friends. We both have spouses. She's got a Chris. I got a Michelle. I know it's similar to Richel, but it's Michelle.
Uh-huh.
And we're just best friends. Everybody, we get asked that a lot. And to be truthful, like, I love her to pieces, but she's my best friend.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so sweet.
That's awesome.
It's a platonic relationship, and that people have a hard time understanding that. It's like we're best friends. We would do anything for each other because we love each other, but it's not like that. We both are married to other people
with
children that we love very much. Our spouses love each other. We all get along. Like it's like we're a giant family. Sometimes him and I joke around, and you know, his wife and my husband will joke about it too. That's the Stratton Murray clan. Like we just merged, and now we have the Whelptons in there too. Like,
yeah, so the family's growing.
Yeah.
That is
As
awesome.
families do.
It's like, we surprised, like true friendships do exist.
Yep.
Yes, we're close. We're close. We're very close, and that's why I think people see that and ask that question. But to be truthful, like I didn't even want her in my paranormal group. Like, come on.
Yeah. I think that I know it's kind of out there, but based off of how close Brian and I are and how close we are with Kendall and Vera, I believe that we've known each other in a past life with the comfort level that we have.
Yeah.
Sometimes you meet people and you're like,
we're kind of the core four.
the core four. It's like,
Oh, I love that.
I love hanging out with them.
we don't want to do adventures without you guys, you know, and you don't want to do them without, like, we just love you guys to pieces, and I keep telling you I want you to move closer. The
plan is to buy one big old house.
I know.
Oh, we should.
Haunted one?
With children and all.
Oh, my God. Built-in babysitters. Thank you.
Haunted house? You want to buy a haunted house?
Perhaps.
Brian does.
I don't know. I wouldn't put
that.
my kids there.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
It is.
Could get like a 3-story with a basement, you know, with all like 8 rooms.
Oh, no creepy basements.
Yeah, the whole
Maybe
thing.
a big house, and it has like a haunted wing, but the rest of the house is like fine.
Oh, that'd be
Like,
ideal. So you know what you do? You get one of these small, old haunted houses, and then you build a modern, extravagant mansion onto the edge of it.
Oh, because that doesn't piss them off.
No, not at all. I'm sorry, but if I'm an entity stuck in a small rundown piece of crap falling apart house,
why do you get the
and then somebody
palatial
puts
mansion?
this beautiful... I'm going there, man. I'm going where the air conditioning is. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. The big screen HD TVs and all that.
That's where you have the haunted house on one piece of the property, and you build the mother-in-law bungalow.
Yeah.
Elsewhere on
Way
the property.
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes more sense, actually.
So you guys got something to share? You disappeared, you came back, you got something to share?
We're back.
We could talk about our safe word. You want to talk about our safe word?
A safe word?
Yeah. Yeah, talk about that. That didn't make the film. So
Doesn't make the film, but yeah, when we're filming and getting deep, we did create a safe word. And Brian, I'll let you tell the story there.
Okay, so, well, we even got Corey Heinen to do this for us. He even came up with it.
I think Corey came up with it. We were all trying to come up with something, and he was like, threw the word out, and we were like, we love it.
So, yeah, things are tense,
Kendall.
and now we're going to try to find a safe word. What's that?
Kendall came up with it. Kendall came up with it.
Kendall? Okay.
Yeah, Kendall kind of.
And then Corey just said it. I remember it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corey loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So he just kept saying it. We're like, don't be the boy that cried wolf. Like, you have to say it when we need it.
And I want you guys to imagine this. Once we give you the word, I want you to imagine going through this house, and when something happens, hearing this word.
Okay.
The word is shuttlecock.
That
So
was
we'll be
actually
walking-
brilliant, because who in the hell ever says shuttlecock?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
you call it a bird, right? Because it's
Right.
sort of the
Shuttlecock.
bad thing. You usually call it a birdie.
Right.
So
It's a
somebody would
birdie.
be in the outside of the house, and something would go on, and you would hear, shuttlecock, shuttlecock.
I will say at one point in time, it was a pretty intense thing happening, and I forgot the safe word, and I yelled, sparrow dick.
Because that's synonymous.
Sure, why not?
I was like,
Pretty
"What
close.
is that? That's not what I mean.
Oh, my
But
God.
they're like, like, I forgot what it was, and I was like, it's this, and I was so.
Birdie.
We're trying to get Kendall and Vera to get a shuttlecock tattooed on their bodies.
We all want it.
Well, me and you want it. Kendall and Vera are still on the fence.
You mean they don't want it?
I'm scared. My first tattoo's of
Not the whole back.
a
I have
badminton
one.
birdie.
A piece of badminton equipment.
I guess as long as you don't get it across your
exactly.
forehead, you're good.
I don't know.
Love it.
We're getting so politically correct, we can't call mothers anymore. And
Don't even get
things
there.
like that. You got to call them
All right.
birthing person.
So I've got this vision now in my head of 2 years from now, some young, just starting out paranormal investigative team of 20-somethings, some babies coming in, and they capture this EVP, and the EVP is shuttlecock. What does it mean?
To us, that'd be great.
They'll
What does
probably be
it
at
mean?
that they capture it.
It probably was an echo of our past
Yeah.
going through the time portal.
Reverberating still.
Yeah, exactly.
When we talked to Corey and Jen a little while back, they mentioned that the entities in the house seemed intelligent and would learn from them. Did you
Oh,
find
that's
that to
right.
be true?
Learn and adapt, yeah.
Learn and
Forgot about
adapt,
that.
yeah. Did they get more challenging as the days went by?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. No, I think we encountered intelligence there. I think we did. I think we documented it.
Absolutely. And I think that the entities that are there, that reside there, know when we're there, know when people are there, know what to do and how to act. And I feel like they're almost to the level where they feel you out for a while. And then when they see things that they're interested in, then that's when they'll act out, if you will. I think they're very intelligent there.
I think that sometimes they almost do stuff to see how you'll respond.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, what about this? All right.
Yeah.
Let's hit them with this type of thing. Like they want to see how you're going to respond to them when they do.
Yeah, testing.
Yeah.
It's like taunting us.
Did they pick on any one person more so than the others?
We're the core four, so we're not really one person. We're
a unit.
Right. They picked on the unit.
Very true.
Yeah.
So what's
We're
like?
pretty strong.
You'll have to watch the show. You'll have to watch the movie and tell us if you think one of us got it more than the others.
See, you keep saying that, but I've got to wait 2 weeks, and patience is not my strong suit. You evil young people.
What do they call that when
Listen.
when the studios send certain celebrities a copy of it up front, and it's got all these disclaimers blazed across the screen so they can't like pirate it or whatever?
If you guys get to watch this before Brian and I'm going to have a talking with my best friends over here.
We won't.
I'm trying here, but I don't think I'm going to be successful. There's a word for that. I forget what they call it when they send those copies out to the in crowd.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get to the premiere. on
Screener.
Friday.
Screener.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was
What's it
throwing
called?
a screener.
Yeah.
A screener.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, no screener. Sorry.
I was trying for the screener, but
I know.
But we're not celebrities,
we're
so
almost-
it's kind of really hard for me to argue that point.
We're almost 55 here, so I mean,
Yeah, we may not live long enough to see the July 16th
Stop.
premiere.
Oh my God. Don't give a heart sick.
we're just an old couple.
I like Richel described the house. Back to that house. That Richel described the house really well.
She did it best. Yeah.
When you said about that friend, you remember?
Oh, I described the house. First of all, I was saying constantly that the house had a personality, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I couldn't talk about it in the house because I didn't want to upset them. I didn't want to upset the house or for them to know. But I said that the house was like that person you meet who has been nice to you, gives you no reason not to like them, but there's still something about them that you just can't put your finger on.
Ooh.
That you're like, I don't like, and you're not as nice as you're coming off. You haven't done anything, but I don't trust you. And that's how it felt in the house the whole time. I'm like, I don't trust the house at all. And I mean,
You can't put your guard down.
you can't put your guard down, no. And yeah, so that house has a personality.
Yeah, and that personality actually kind of comes through even in the pictures.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at still pictures on the internet or
Yeah.
it still kind of rolls through like that. I get that. That's actually a wonderful description right there. That may be a soundbite.
It really is, and it's also something Cecilia senses about people that we meet. It rolls right over me. They're nice, and I fall for it. I just think, oh, how nice are they? And Cecilia's like, I don't know. There's something about them that's a little off.
Yeah.
She gets that, and I'm gullible, I guess.
I don't get that from any of you guys, I promise. Y'all cool.
Good.
Shuttlecock.
Good.
So as we're coming up on our hour, you guys got merch. You guys got what's coming up?
Yeah, so the film is out July 16th. It's going to be pretty much everywhere you can rent or stream movies. And then we are in some theaters. So definitely follow us on Facebook at the Sleepless Unrest. And also look for us on our pre-order, which is iTunes. You're going to find us on iTunes pre-order. That helps us out a ton if you get the movie on that pre-order. So definitely be on the lookout for that. You can go to our website at www.thesleeplessunrest.com. And we're on 29 platforms when we release on July 16th.
Wow.
Which you won't have a problem finding us. It's just which platform is best for you.
That's right.
Now, if people wanted to buy merch, can they do that? Or is it not set up yet, or it will be set up soon?
Yeah, people can go to our website. We're about to launch our merch on the website, so I'll open that up after this podcast when it airs for everybody who's listening to this. I'll open that up. We'll launch it
Wednesday. Hey, Brian. Brian, do you want to pitch Riverbend?
Yeah, check out Riverbend Paranormal.
Wow.
Yeah, just wow.
Yeah. Go ahead and check out Riverbend Paranormal. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Mine's at Stratton Richel. And I will also be announcing stuff for the Sleepless Unrest. You can follow Brian and all of those as well at Brian_Murray GH. And then Kendall and Vera, yours are Kendall Whelpton.
You can follow us on. You can follow Kendall Whelpton on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And then Vera.
Same here, Vera Whelpton on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and hopefully soon TikTok. I cannot wait.
TikTok?
I just want a TikTok account so bad.
No, you don't.
He's like, no.
Riverbend
Dance moves suck.
Riverbend Paranormal has Facebook, it has Instagram, it has Twitter, it has all those too, and that would all just be...
You guys are everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, follow Robot Ninja Media.
Yay!
All of those links will be in the show notes.
Yes, I want to say one more thing. I want to say thanks for having us on for sure, and thank you, Kendall and Vera, for seeing something in Richel and I and becoming part of our family, and we want to do a million more adventures with you guys because we love you to death.
Yeah.
You guys are all just adorable. That's all.
You guys are too.
It was in the cards that they should get together and form this family.
Yeah, I'm still a little concerned about the creepy house in the middle of nowhere, the sequel that seems to be preying on them. So.
There.
Got my bag.
You want to plug the premiere this Friday? You said this Friday.
Yeah, this Friday, I'll plug the premiere. So this Friday, July 2nd, Edwardsville, Illinois, we are hosting a free premiere of the film before it's out on July 16th. So you can come watch the film with us. Sign up on the link below, and hopefully we see you guys there.
Awesome. I can't wait to see this movie.
Yeah, me too.
I can't believe you're making an old person wait, but I can't wait to see this movie.
Yeah, celebrities like us don't even get a screener.
I'm just busting your chops, dude. I'm just busting your chops, not. Thank you guys for being on.
I love it.
I really loved having you guys anytime, anytime.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Really appreciate this.
The pleasure is ours.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Hey, if you like what you hear, and how could you not, we are freaking adorable. Check us out as Crazy Cat Paranormal on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. The links will be in the show notes.